Hey, welcome to Huckleberry's Outdoor Adventures. Thanks for joining us today. We're going to do a quick 15-minute gear review. So, I talked a little bit about in my gear overview about the EcoFlow Glacier, and I kind of want to go more into that. I'll post a picture for chapter art so you can kind of see what it looks like. It's kind of hard to find them right now because they've discontinued them, but on Amazon, when I was actually researching this was the most affordable option for what I had to spend. I think I spent around $500 for it. It had like $500 off, which maybe that should have been my first guess that maybe this wasn't the most figured out or reliable fridge. Full disclosure, as far as the fridge goes, it's been quite reliable. So let's get into some of the details of the fridge at least. What it comes in. Obviously a giant box, but what comes in the box. So you get the EcoFlow Glacier itself. It comes with handles on the far end that are removable. I do have those removed. It comes with an AC power adapter and a charging cable. An ice shovel, a left zone basket for like fruits and stuff that you could pull out. A car charging cable, a quick start guide, a warranty card, and I guess it's a splitter that you can actually put into it. So it's a separator that slides into slots, and when it slides into the slots inside the fridge, the fridge turns into a dual zone. So this is actually a dual zone fridge or a single zone fridge. I have only used a single zone. I haven't needed the dual zone yet. I guess there's places where I could have used it, but I haven't. So basically, going more into this divider, it actually latches or clips into the top of the fridge, the door, if you will, the hatch, and you can actually unclip it by two little spring-loaded clips on either side of it, and it can be used as a cutting board, I guess. I, again, haven't used it for that, or used as the splitter, what it's designed for. Like I said, you just slide it in, and the fridge automatically senses that you put that there, which turns it into a dual zone fridge. I haven't used it. It stays where it's at in the door of it. I don't know why I can't think of it. But as far as the fridge performance goes, it seems to do very well. It keeps my stuff cool. I set the temperature what I want to keep it at. I close it, and it keeps it there. It keeps it a little cooler, if anything. So as far as how the fridge works itself, I would give that a 10 out of 10. It does exactly what it's supposed to do. It does it very efficiently. It's all controlled on an app on your phone or on the fridge. And yeah, I mean, that's pretty simple, pretty solid, all right? Where I have issues is the battery. The battery is 100 watt. It's got a USB-C plug into it. And so you could technically, I think, charge this battery pack with USB-C, but it's slower than life itself. At least it wasn't taking a charge effectively how I wanted it to. They say you can remove the battery and actually charge from it, so maybe that was my problem. You can use the battery as an external charger. The battery is really nice to have. If I had two of them, I think I'd be really happy with this. And I like what they were trying to do here. A removable battery or a battery pack that you could put into this allows you to have the fridge running overnight or over a longer period of time without using car battery or power pack battery or needing solar, which the concept itself is great, but they kind of flopped on the battery thing. The battery, from what I hear, has a pretty small life cycle, and there were some really bad reviews about the battery failing after a certain amount of months because people left it uncharged, and then it kind of went into like a safety mode and wouldn't let them charge anymore, and there was no way to reset it. Uh, yeah, and then the cells died. That did happen to me, unfortunately. So I bought this last year in the spring when we started taking our son out at 5 months. And my main reason was because we needed a way to keep milk cold in a certain temperature range. And I wanted to keep my food from getting wet and soggy. I wanted the milk to not seep because we were like putting it in the bags and stuff like that. So that was kind of the main reason. And then from there, it just became one of those things that you're like, oh God, this is so nice. I would never go back to a cooler after this. And you never have to pay for ice. You never have to worry about your food getting soggy or having to drain water out of your cooler. So, I mean, just game changer as far as comfort goes. Can you do it with a cooler? Yes. But I like the fridge better. So, the fridge works great. The battery failed when I left it charged over winter and went to go grab it, and I charged it to full capacity before I left it. And then when I picked it up after the winter, it was down, it said 2 bars. I went to try to charge it and nothing changed. I looked at some forums, other people were having the same issue. It goes into like a cell protection mode. And I mean, they kind of flopped with that. The cells died. And they have to know that there's a usable time for something like a fridge. And they should have thought about that when they were doing this. And in the directions, in the fine print on the website, it says that you need to keep it up to a certain level. And I get it. Like, it's there. Yeah, we should have read it. But a lot of people didn't read it. And this battery handles a little differently than some other batteries. Like rechargeable batteries. Like, I could leave my battery pack for months, and it's fine. I left this for probably 5 months or so, and the cells died. So that's a big flop. Other than that, their customer service was decent. Other people say they had complaints with it. I heard back with them within 4 hours, and then within the 12 hours on that same day, they were shipping me out a new one, and they were shipping a package out for me to send mine back in. So customer service-wise, I have no complaints. They took care of me. I got my new battery. I charged it. It works fine, and my fridge has been working fine since. I have had 0 issues with it doing anything weird, anything funky. So I guess take that with, what you will. If you could find a cheap one, cool. Other complaints that I would have about this fridge, they're not big complaints. It really is a good fridge overall. One, I like the look of it. Weird thing to say, but the look, it's solid, it's edgy. I do like it. I don't love rounded out, fridges and stuff like that. So I do like the look of it. 2, the ice maker, kinda pointless for me. So I've explained this again in the overview, but I'll kind of reiterate it. Is the ice maker was great as kind of like an add-on, but when you're out there camping and, I mean, you have a fridge. What do you need ice for? Like, you want to put it into a drink or in water? Well, your stuff's already cold. It was in the fridge. So what's the ice really for at that point? It's just more of a commodity or convenience or a royalty at that point. So this fridge, and let me just double check, because it's a 38 liter, 36 if it's a dual zone. So it's a 38 liter fridge. I wish it was a little bigger. And you know what? If you got rid of that whole area where the ice maker is, so if you look at the top of this fridge, you have probably 20 inches of door, 5 to 8 inches in fridge door. And if you would have got rid of that 5 to 8 inches and just continued the fridge, it could have made it like a 40 to 45 liter. Holy crap. I would have 0 issues with this fridge. The only other thing would be storage. 3 days, and you're stacking everything in there, your Coke, your Monster, your hot dogs, eggs. I can fit everything in there, but sometimes when we do some of these longer trips, I kind of have to choose what I want to go in, and I don't want to always have to choose. So, it's not a huge complaint. It's just like, man, it really could have been like a perfect fridge for the price if they would have just done that. Other than that, the fridge door opens up on the left side. I guess it depends on how you put it. Only opens up on the one side. Not a problem for me, but I could see it being an issue for other people. A lot of other fridges will open up from either side, and that's really nice for deciding how you want to use it. And then the other issue is that my FJ is so packed that sometimes some of my packing, whatever it is, like recently is one of my fold-up tables or collapsible tables, touched the power button on the fridge and turned it on when I didn't have product in there, and it just wasted a bunch of battery. That kind of sucks. I don't like that they're so easy to press. They're easy to press, and it's not a big deal, but it's just like hey, maybe put them on a different place, make them touch, make a switch instead, something that isn't going to be touched easily by other stuff. But this is just kind of like the overlay in camping. I mean, we have to pack our FJ full, so there's not a lot of space. Maybe in your vehicle it would be different, but for mine, not so much. So other than that, it's nice. I mean, it's a little heavy. It's 50 pounds. So with that and all the gear in our truck, that definitely adds a little bit in there. Its power rating is 120 watts, and it connects to 2.4G Wi-Fi only. AC outputs 100 to 240 volts. And car charging input is 192 watts. So how I get around all this with the charging and stuff is I have, which I'm actually going to do here within the next day or two, but I have a cigarette lighter, and I bought an extension for it basically. So it plugs into one of my cigarette lighter ports in the front, and then I actually ran the cord to the back where it plugs into the fridge cord. So that works. What happens over time, though, is every cigarette extension or cigarette adapter, one, it takes up space and it's bright. Two, over time, they slip out of each other, which will cause breaks in the charging of the fridge. And when you have your car packed, you have to hunt for those. It's a pain. So what I am going to do is hardwire it all the way up to the fridge and then have the fridge just plugged in there. So that is how I get around being able to charge it. And let me just say this too, is that when we're on the road, we travel 6 hours to our destination. The fridge gets charged to 100% and maintains 100% while on. So when we're spending the night at this location, the fridge only gets down to maybe, it depends on the temperature, how hard it's working, but it only gets down to like 50%. So yeah, I have the car charging it every day when we're driving, and then after that, it just runs off its own battery. And if I need it, I have a battery pack that can give it a little boost so it'll last a little longer. But it's great. It has a battery pack. So it can last on its own. I love this fridge. The battery was an issue, which I will keep an eye on now. Overall, though, I'm very happy with it, and I won't trade it out until it dies, and I need to get otherwise. I might go with like an Ice Co, one of the 45 liters there. But all in all, this product for me is probably 7.5 out of 10. I would not buy again, but I'm happy with my purchase. Have a good one, guys. Thanks for coming into this 15-minute review, and we'll see you on the next one. And yeah, I'm done.